Hello everyone, I am back and let me show you where I am. Alright, I am finished with the C8 parts, at least for now. So now I'm going back and concentrating on the C2Grand Sport. So this is the front end. It had a lot of issues where there were air pockets underneath the gel coat, between the gel coat and fiberglass. And I took a wrench and went along all the edges, and there were some that were showing even without that. There were a lot that were hidden underneath that, and I still run into them as I'm sanding and doing the work. So what I'm doing is fixing all those areas. I am using this fiberglass reinforced body filler, but when I open this can, it's awfully coarse. And so what I've been doing is I have been adding fiberglass resin to it. I add as much resin as it takes to get it to where it's smoother than it is, so it'll go on relatively smoothly. And then I just add the normal hardener, cream hardener that is for any of the body fillers. I found out from chemists that it doesn't matter, all of these are the same. So this happens to be from one of my U-Pole body fillers, and this is USC, but it's pretty much the same. All right, so I go in here, and this area was really rough because it was all where the gel coat had come off, and fiberglass was there, and there was air pockets all over. So I filled it in with that filler, and then I'm using my little mouse type sander to go in and sand it smooth. I'm not really good at putting body filler on smoothly, so it takes a couple of applications to get this right, but it's getting there. I just have to do a few more. So I'm finishing up this area. Oh, there's one of the pockets that I was talking about. And this one I didn't see until I started sanding right here. I'm sanding the gloss off of the gel coat so that the primer will stick. And when I sand that, sometimes it sands all the way through the gel coat because gel coat's relatively thin. And then there, in this case, there's an air pocket underneath. I did try using just resin with some cut up fiberglass mat. I mixed it all up here. Again, this stuff's sometimes hard to do single-handed. There we go. And so here I created this mixture. The problem is when I try to do it smooth, the fibers in the mat end up being exposed. It's a pain in the butt. It's way easier just to use the stuff that you could buy. This is where I tried to use it. All right, and then what I did was, it's hard to get this step right, either with the body filler or this, but more so with this. So what I did was I put a piece of plastic, this is an old trash bag, I have tons of those of course. So I put this on top and then smoothed it with my hand, formed it across here, and we'll pull this off, and you can see I don't expect it to be perfect, but it's way better than I was getting just using the, there we go. All right, one of the problems with these plastic bags is the plastic's kind of thin, so sometimes it tears instead of peeling off. I must not have put enough hardener in there because this is still tacky and it's been overnight. It should have been hardened by now. So not sure what I'm gonna do about that. And with the plastic on top, it should have sealed the air off, and this should have been completely hardened by now. But you can see the shape is pretty much there. A little sanding would get it right. I regret not putting enough hardener in there, but I was just guessing because I didn't mix up a lot of this. You know, I just took a little out of there to do what I needed to do, and I didn't want it to harden too quickly. So, and then I'm going around all of the edges and fixing those spots again with the fiberglass reinforced body filler. And then I'm going to come back and hit it. That's 40 grit paper I'm using, sandpaper I'm using on the rough areas. And then once I get it smoothed out, I switch to, what is it, 180 grit. So my goal is to sand the whole thing down with 180 grit before I start spraying the primer on. But you can see that there are just minor spots all over this entire thing that need to be fixed or filled or whatever. I've already fixed some of these in the past. I'm going back, and each time I go through, I find more spots, or the spots that initially didn't look so bad because there were a whole lot worse spots. Now they are the bad spots, and so I'm going back in and fixing those. It's a long, tedious process. It just takes time. So that's what I'm doing now. Hopefully I can get this all the body work done today. I'm not sure I can do that. That's a lot to do. This is just, I've already worked on the other side, the top side, and then I flipped it over to get to these areas that are on the bottom side. Obviously these won't show when you're looking at the car. You'd have to get underneath the car to see these, but I still want to fix them. All right, so that's what I've got today. Just a quick update on what's going on. Again, it's just a long and tedious process of going through. You can see this whole area over here, this entire edge. So I'll end up building up this edge with the fiberglass reinforced body filler, and then sanding it down to where I have whatever edge, sharpness of edge I want, whether I want a really sharp edge like here, or whether I want a more gentle edge. I think I'm going to go for the more gentle edge, because this is going to be, the sharper the edge is, the more likely it is to get damaged in use in the future. Slightly rounded edge will look just fine, but be way less susceptible to being damaged. All right, that's all I've got. So like, subscribe, hit the alert, hit the thanks if you want to donate, and if you don't like what I'm doing, you don't know Jack. Bye.